Look forward to it, and thank you for the time. I appreciate it.
That's Johnny Halliday, voice of the Maryland Terrapins. 100 years ago, one seed changed everything. Pioneer is proud to be the one you can count on when every bushel counts. Plant the 100th season of Pioneer. We continue with more after this on the Huskers Radio Network.
This is the Countdown to Kickoff, brought to you by Central Valley Ag. You're listening to Big Red Football.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Exarban Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
For almost 50 years, Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont has been more than just a dealership. We're a family dedicated to serving yours. Shop Nebraska's #1 volume Buick GMC dealer for the new car, truck, or SUV to fit your needs. We're also your GMC Business Elite dealer for commercial vehicles. Visit us at SidDillonBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Defend your network like a champ with Hamilton Business Technologies. From end zones to endpoints, our cybersecurity solutions keep your business and your data protected from online threats. We offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. You keep doing what you do best, and we will protect the rest. Hamilton Business Technologies, the official business IT partner of the Huskers. Visit us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Welcome back to the CVA Countdown to Kickoff. It is the Terps here at home against the Huskers. First time that the Huskers are traveling here to College Park, Maryland since 2019. Just the fourth all-time meeting. Maryland didn't get into the Big Ten until the 2014 campaign. What's at stake today? A chance to win for the Huskers in their first true road game of the year and their third true road win at Nebraska for Coach Rule as well. Meanwhile, for Maryland, they try to start 5-1 for just the sixth time since 1980. Probably should be undefeated after they allowed 24 unanswered points all in the second half. And they trail for the first time all season, not until the 3:21 mark of the fourth quarter. So it's a young team that is a little bit disheveled heading into this one. On paper, you have the Huskers that are overall the better team. Two quarterbacks that like to throw the football, top two in the conference in completions coming in. And for Maryland, a team that just does not run the ball. And when they do, it's not effective. So can Nebraska's front get Malik Washington, that true freshman quarterback, out of rhythm early and often? Fans, Husker Nation travels well with the Lincoln Airport, the official airport of Husker Athletics, with convenient flights and hassle-free service. It's LNK for the win. Visit LincolnAirport.com. Also, while we have a moment, it's time for the Cornerstone Bank time and temp. Cornerstone Bank, as always, presents your time and temperature. Well, it's around 70 degrees right now, 69 to be exact. Still very similar to when we last chatted from here in the booth. It's sunny down on this natural grass, or I should say artificial surface. You have the specialists that are out there right now. Archie Wilson, I'm staring at him at about the 40-yard line to my right, launching some punts. Kyle Kunin is kicking towards the field goal post to our left, and you have the Terp specialist as well going at it. Little bit of wind from currently right to left here at CQ Stadium in College Park, Maryland. Well, Cornerstone Bank is committed to providing you game-changing solutions for your financial needs. Bank on a solid foundation. Cornerstone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We'll get this thing kicked off a little past 3:30 Eastern time, 2:30 back in the Central Time Zone. When we come back here on the CVA Countdown to Kickoff, Jessica Cootie will give me her keys, plus the field down on the field. That's next.
You're listening to Countdown to Kickoff, brought to you by Central Valley Ag on the Huskers Radio Network.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $3,250 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and 0 down.
Feel like you're always on the run? Me too. As an independent financial professional, I help all kinds of busy people. Young families planning for college, couples working toward retirement, people securing their legacy. Wherever you are in life, Emeritus can help you get more out of life with insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. You're moving fast. Let's help make sure you're on the path to a fulfilling life. Find your next step at emeritus.com. Insurance products issued by Emeritus Life Insurance Corp.
Hey, Huskers, what would you do with up to $75K to upgrade your irrigation game? Automate that tough corner of your farm, add remote monitoring, or finally swap out that old pivot? Valley Irrigation just kicked off a bold $100,000 grant backing growers with real plays. 2 big awards, 1 chance to turn your irrigation challenge into a game-winning drive. See the playbook at valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. Just log in and grab an instant $50 Valley Parts or Service voucher. Here's the snap, valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
Since 1975, Woodhouse has proudly served our customers and communities. From one dealership to over 21 dealerships across Nebraska and Iowa, our promise remains the same. A wide selection of vehicles, trusted service, and financing that fits your life. We believe in honest people, fair prices, and relationships built to last. Because it's not just about the road ahead, it's about traveling it together. Start your journey at woodhouse.com.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
This is the Countdown to Kickoff, brought to you by Central Valley Ag. You're listening to Big Red Football.
Dear weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
In Nebraska, the good life means mornings that wait for you, a porch swing or a skyline view, work that matters, and time that's yours. Neighbors who wave, hey there. Stars you can almost touch, a mortgage that makes sense, more space, more time, more life. Nebraska, the good life is calling. Are you ready to answer? Learn more about living in Nebraska at www.thegoodlifeiscalling.com.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit suckup.com today to find a dealer near you.
Starting to feel like fall. Part of that, we're on the East Coast here at College Park, Maryland, and there's a crisp in the air. It's a little bit windy, overcast. The lights are on, but won't most likely take effect until later in the second half here today at 3:30, a little past 3:30 local time. Kickoff back on the CVA Countdown to Kickoff. Kyle Crooks with you, and Jessica Cooney down on the sidelines as always. Jess, always good to chat with you. How's it feel down on the sidelines right now?
Yeah, listen, you said a little bit windy. Nothing compares to what we had last week. So this feels like absolutely no breeze at all, but just a slight breeze. So I guarantee you the kickers and punters going to be way happier with this. It's when the sun is out, it's pretty warm down here on the turf. They've got the air-conditioned benches out today, but the clouds are rolling in. I talked to Dr. Susan Elza, who is communicating with Rusty Dawkins back in Lincoln, who's checking the radar, and apparently maybe perhaps some rain, a little bit of sprinkles coming in by the end of the game, but I think for the most part we're going to stay clear of that rain here for most of the game here today.
Pivotal game for the Huskers, Jess. We all know that. First of 2 consecutive games on the road. With that, let's take a look at your Prairie Valley keys to today's performance. What do you got?
Well, I'll start with the run game because as much as we've talked about how Maryland is maybe bottom of the league and rush yards per game and the amount of carries that they run the ball, it's been a big emphasis for this defense all throughout this week. We heard Phil Simpson bring it up earlier today when we chatted with him at the beginning of the Cornhusker kickoff, or countdown to kickoff, excuse me. But I think it's going to be a big emphasis. They do not want to allow Maryland to get that run game going today. I've heard it said multiple times throughout this week. Also, the sacks, and another big key storyline that we've talked about all the last couple of weeks, going back to the Michigan game, the 7 sacks against Michigan, 5 against Michigan State. But it's not just on the offensive line, it's on the running back, the tight ends. Even Dylan Raiola had said it took blame for a couple of those as well. So they've got to be better in that area, but not just that, also generating pressure on the quarterback. Another point of emphasis that I've heard from the defense throughout this week is they want to make things uncomfortable on Washington here today. They are coming off a career-high 4 sacks last week, so continue to be disruptive on the quarterbacks. I think that goes both ways. And finally, create your own energy. Listen, it's a weird feel here. There's not a lot of tailgating scenes. We haven't seen a lot of fans walking around the stadium like we typically do. I will say this, the crowd that has filled in here right now is pretty much especially over here on the Nebraska sideline, is mostly Husker fans, but it's not going to be loud, and so I think you're going to have to create your own energy over here on the sideline, Kyle. And those are my keys to today's performance, presented by Prairie Valley. It's Grow Without Limits.
And Jess, you mentioned that there could be some Nebraska fans here as well. I think there's a possibility of maybe 10,000 Husker fans here today. We're looking up all the way in the upper tank across the way from our broadcast position, and there's some Husker fans sitting all the way up there next to where we can see all those Terps flags that are whipping in the wind currently. And Jess, have fun down there on the sidelines. It's probably a little bit nicer down there than it is up here with me sitting directly under the AC up here in the radio booth. But
no
we'll talk
complaints
to you in a little
for
bit.
Me. Yes,
no
I'll talk
complaints
to you in a
from Jess down on the field. We appreciate Jess, and we'll hear from her coming up a little bit later on the Nebraska Lottery pre-kickoff show. So it is the Huskers and the Maryland Terrapins getting closer to kickoff, more towards 3:40 Eastern Time, 2:40 in the Central Time Zone. Fans, for decades, Nebraskans have trusted Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska as a partner for what matters most. Blue believes in Husker Nation, and Blue believes in you. Big one here for the Huskers, trying to get to 5-1 for a second consecutive season. Get to 2-1 in the Big Ten, first of 2 consecutive road games coming up, and a short week as well on the horizon against Minnesota. In certain elements of this game we'll dive into in the pre-kickoff show presented by Nebraska Lottery, but you have at points strength on a strength here for Nebraska against Maryland. 2 teams trying to make their name here in the Big Ten. Of course, always tough to navigate, but the Huskers trying to get on a roll here in the month of October as you head towards the back end of the season and conference play. We'll step aside, and the Nebraska Lottery pre-kickoff show is next.
The following is a presentation of the Husker Radio Network. It's time for the Matt Rule pregame show, brought to you by Valley Irrigation.
Welcome into the Matt Rule pregame show, getting set Nebraska and Maryland. Kyle Crooks now joined by the head man, Coach Rule. And all right, Coach, first true road game this year. I guess you could, in a way, count Kansas City as playing away from home, but you're getting far away from home this time. How is this team prepared? And certainly there's a lot of different logistics that go into a true road game this time around.
Well, we're first of all, we're blessed to have one of the best operations staffs, strength, nutrition, athletic medicine, player development, I guess the nutrition that there is. So they'll do a good job of making sure our guys can just focus on the thing that matters, which is the football. I think we're excited. The great thing is, obviously we took over Arrowhead, but I'm sure Husker Nation is going to show up to this. But getting in the hotel, being around each other has been really cool.
And going back to the last game before we spring ahead, but the ability for this team to dig in when it didn't look good there in the second and the third quarter. What did you like about the resilience, I guess is the word that I would put from what you saw from your team on homecoming?
Yeah, just kind of like even what you said, just for them not to even worry about, don't worry about what just happened. Just worry about the next thing, right? Just play the next play. Just play the next play. Play the next quarter. When things feel a certain way, it doesn't mean they are. Maybe you're just a half a block away, a half a play away. Just keep chipping away at it, man. Just keep playing. And so I love the way that they just stayed very neutral. They didn't panic. They didn't turn on each other. Had they done that, they would have lost the game. But they won the game because they just played the next play. And you have to have that mindset when you go on the road because other teams are going to play well at home, and you have to be prepared.
Ja'Cory Barty's a game changer, but what he does in the passing game and what he provides you guys on special teams, he's just the ultimate weapon for you on any given weekend, isn't he?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and we all see his play, but I can't, we made him a captain last week as a sophomore, and it's because of the impact he has on his teammates and his team with his energy at practice, energy in the locker room, his positivity, his intensity. I think he raises up everyone around him, which is a cool thing.
This game is brought to you in part by your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com for all your truck, SUV, and electric vehicle needs. Also, nothing goes better with Husker Sports than Fairbury. Fairbury premium quality hot dogs deliver the home game experience to your family and friends. Fairbury, the official hot dog of Husker Nation. We talk about Maryland. That's coming up next.
This is Big Red Football.
In Nebraska, the good life means mornings that wait for you. A porch swing or a skyline view. Work that matters and time that's yours. Neighbors who wave. Hey there. Stars you can almost touch. A mortgage that makes sense. More space, more time, more life. Nebraska, the good life is calling. Are you ready to answer? Learn more about living in Nebraska at www.thegoodlifeiscalling.com.
Nebraska football fans know what it takes to be the best. You've got to handle the heat, power through the cold, read the pressure. Same goes for the techs at John Henry's. They're trusted to perform when it's all on the line. When winter's driving hard and your furnace fumbles. When your thermostat is in the red zone. When the power goes out before the final whistle. Make the easy call.
Call 435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
And electrical.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
Not All Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Not All Hospitality's latest venture in Exarban Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Not All Services. These are the Not All Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey Husker fans, it's college football season, and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Hail Marys and walk-on heroes. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be part of all the action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Husker football games or to any other live event in Lincoln, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Nebraska football. Let's go Huskers! SeatGeek.
There's a hero in all of us. Pioneer is proud to partner with Nebraska and Iowa for the Pioneer Heroes Game. Together, we want to recognize and celebrate local heroes who exemplify the goal of positively impacting the community and who stand as an inspiration to others. If you have a family member or a community member you'd like to recognize, please nominate them at huskers.com/hero so we can celebrate the heroes in your community.
This week's contestant for the Woodhouse block punt for a touchdown contest is Levi Doris of McCook, Nebraska. Remember, if the Huskers block a punt and return it for a touchdown, which we just saw this past week, will win $20,000 towards the purchase. They did.
Yes!
They did. Towards the purchase or lease of a Woodhouse brand vehicle. Go to huskers.com/Woodhouse for official rules and how to enter. Yes, that did happen.
I've been waiting. It's funny. I think about that every week when we do this. Like, I can't wait for the person to win. And I didn't even think when it happened. I was so excited for Jameer and for Carter, but whoever
they
won,
sent a nice email as well. Yes, they've been going through it, and so $20,000 lease to purchase or lease to a Woodhouse brand vehicle. So you guys did that as well as block a punt for a touchdown.
The fellas did.
All right, how about Maryland? Really good true freshman quarterback, another young quarterback in this league. That's really good. They throw the ball a lot. What do you see from him?
Well, he's unbelievably talented, unbelievably well coached, accurate. Only thrown, I think, 2 interceptions on the year. Hasn't really been sacked. 2 sacks on the year, I should say. So, he's had a bunch of good days. It's our job to make sure that this is a bad day. And I've tried to emphasize to everybody, it's about taking away the run first, so he doesn't have that weapon. It's about attacking the pocket, but it's also about the disguise and the coverage on the back end, and not just the coverage, but also, when you're a young quarterback, you see a coverage, you attack it a certain way. We've got to show them different pictures, and so those things won't always show up on the TV copy, but I'm expecting them to show up on the actual game field. And so it's going to take all 11 guys versus a quarterback of this talent.
Defensively, very young they are, but they get after the quarterback for sure. When you look at them, how do they disguise things? How do they want to get after you?
Yeah, and they kind of put it right in front of you. Like, they just trust their players. Like, they have 2 edge players who line up. They're true freshmen. They come after you. They pass rush at a high level. They have 19 sacks on the year. Number 10 on the inside is a transfer from Ohio University, which is a great program. He's an excellent player, and he's a disruptive force in the middle. So, our offensive line knows that they're going to have to outwork their defensive front.
When you look back to the offensive side, you guys have played a lot of, I think, NFL caliber type of wide receivers. I think you'll see a really good wide receiver, a really good tight end this weekend as well. Just what do you expect from maybe the talent that you're going to see on the outside for Maryland? It's as talented a group as we've seen all year. 1, 4, and 5, their wideouts can run. They're explosive. They're athletic. We just take the approach, hey, we have good players too. And, I think when you battle good players, they'll make a play. You have to make a play. Again, to me, it comes back to all the things we talked about. First, taking away the run to try to make them one-dimensional, and then making the quarterback, not know what we're in, and then covering them when it's time to play man. And we love to play man. Sierre, Donovan, Andrew Marshall, those guys are elite corners. Amari Sanders, Jeremiah Charles, Jameer Khan, we can play all those guys. So Deshaun Singleton's a strength for us. Marquise Buford, Rex Guthrie. They know the challenge ahead of them, and they're ready for it. The best group in the country, and numbers don't lie on that. The one that started it all, the number 1 seed to beat, the one for you. Plant the 100th season of Pioneer. We wrap it up with Coach after this.
On the Huskers Radio Network.
Hey Husker fans, it's college football season, and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Hail Marys and walk-on heroes. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be part of all the action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Husker football games or to any other live event in Lincoln, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Nebraska Football. Let's go Huskers! SeatGeek.
There's a hero in all of us. Pioneer is proud to partner with Nebraska and Iowa for the Pioneer Heroes Game. Together, we want to recognize and celebrate local heroes who exemplify the goal of positively impacting the community and who stand as an inspiration to others. If you have a family member or a community member you'd like to recognize, please nominate them at huskers.com/hero so we can celebrate the heroes in your community.
At Channel, we always show up for our farmers. Is that tar spot or rust?
Incoming!
Definitely rust.
Rick,
How did you?
Dropping in to check on your crop, Bill. Let's call your agronomist before that rust can hurt your yield.
That sounds great. But when did you learn to skydive?
Self-taught, Bill. Kind of a prodigy.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed pros always show up. Visit channel.com to learn more. Channel. All in, all season. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
This is Big Red Football.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
Hey, Husker fans, every grower's got that game-winning play. Maybe it's upgrading that old pivot, switching up the play with smart tech, or controlling water like a pro. Valley Irrigation's putting $100,000 on the line to back 2 growers ready to score big. This is your chance to get that $75K or $25K irrigation grant, plus a $50 parts or service voucher just for logging in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Visit valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. That's valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
Today's road game broadcast is brought to you by the Lincoln Airport. The Lincoln Airport is the official airport of Husker Athletics. Book your tickets at thelincolnairport.com. Kyle Crooks, the head coach, Matt Rule. Keys for your guys today, going on the road, very good Maryland team. What do you want to see right out of the gate from your group?
I think as a team, just, eliminate the distraction of being on the road. Just create your own energy, go out there and play the way we can play, and play one snap at a time, believing that over the course of 60 minutes, our toughness, our physicality, our execution will all show up. I think, we have to take advantage of some plays in the special teams. We're helping ourselves with field position and big plays. Offensively, we have to run the football and protect our quarterback. Their strength is their D-line, and so you neutralize them both in the run game and also with great pass protection. And then defensively, this is really the opposite. We're gonna have to take away their run, make them one-dimensional, and really provide a difficult picture and pass rush for the quarterback.
Well, Coach, appreciate it, and best of luck today.
Thank you.
Husker Nation travels well with the Lincoln Airport, the official airport of Husker Athletics, with convenient flights and hassle-free service. It's LNK for the win. Visit LincolnAirport.com. We continue with more after this on the Huskers Radio Network.
On the Huskers Radio Network.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
Hey, Huskers, what would you do with up to $75K to upgrade your irrigation game? Automate that tough corner of your farm, add remote monitoring, or finally swap out that old pivot? Valley Irrigation just kicked off a bold $100,000 grant, backing growers with real plays. 2 big awards, 1 chance to turn your irrigation challenge into a game-winning drive. See the playbook at valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. Just log in and grab an instant $50 Valley parts or service voucher. Here's the snap, valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Acres Broadcast Center at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. I'm Matt Coatney. Let's take a quick look at a Nebraska lottery scoreboard. Number 1 Ohio State leads number 17 Illinois 27-10. They are about to go to the fourth quarter. Midway through the fourth quarter, UCLA defeating Michigan State 38-13. I'm Matt Coatney in the Acres Broadcast Center in Lincoln. Get ready, Nebraska. The Huskers are on the road for their first Big Ten game away from Lincoln. Kyle Crooks, Damon Benning, Jessica Cootie are all set to go. Nebraska at Maryland. Husker football next.
It's time for Nebraska Cornhuskers football.
I think people, when they hear my tone, they can tell that I have high expectations for this team. When you have high expectations, you have to have high standards. And I think at every turn, the players have matched and exceeded the standard that we've laid out for them.
8-yard touchdown run. Johnny Rogers, the Heisman Trophy winner. Pass here, he gives to Kenny. Kenny over the left side. Touchdown. Rozier running to the 50, to the 45. Left side to Fryer. He's the 40. He's gone home, Mama. Another one. Touchdown. Steve Taylor. Touchdown, Tommy Frazier. Touchdown, Tommy. Corey Schlesinger. Touchdown. Nebraska's quarterback, Chuck Berringer. Lawrence comes. Touchdown. 10-5. Touchdown, Amon Green.
Brought by Mike Mitter.
By Eric Crouch. Fakes the pitch. Keeps it. Keeps it to the 25-20. There he goes.
And dropped him down. Kinsu. What a spectacular run for touchdown, Amir Abdullah. What an amazing catch and run.
The process works for those who will work. The process is undefeated for those who won't be defeated.
Four-man twisting rush. Underwood under pressure. Ball's loose. It comes up the seam. It's Barney. He's got it. Touchdown, Huskers. He spun around and brought down Deshaun McCullough. Blew him up in the backfield. Was it caught? Was it caught?
Unreal.
Touchdown, Huskers. Jakari Barney on the prayer.
Brought to you locally by This is the pre-kickoff show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery.
Welcome into the Nebraska Lottery pre-kickoff show. We welcome you to College Park, Maryland, and CQ Stadium is the setting for the first true road test of the year. The Nebraska Cornhuskers meet the Maryland Terrapins for another weekend in Big Ten play. Hi, everyone. I'm Kyle Crooks alongside two-time national champ Damon Benning. Jessica Cootie is down on our sidelines. Well, two teams that come into today at 4-1, 1-1 in Big Ten play. The Huskers finished strong last week in a win over Michigan State. The Terrapins saw themselves, collapse here on this field against Washington. And here in October for Nebraska, it's a separation month. Can they put themselves on the national radar with a big month, which continues with the Maryland team that can be pass happy offensively with a true freshman quarterback and a defense that can create havoc plays with their pass rush. With that, we have DB to my left, fresh off a great dinner last night, at least for me, not so much for Damon. It was inside an old folks home. We'll get to that a little bit later in the broadcast. But Damon, how are you, my friend?
I'm good.
It's a beautiful day for football.
Really, really good. It is the weather, it cooperated. How about that?
Yeah.
Sun is out, and at least for now. I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood, but fantastic. It's starting to finally feel like we've got a game going. It was a little sleepy for the majority this morning, but now with the music and the crowd starting to get here and the team's taking the field, it's feeling a lot more like football.
Well, Nebraska got here a day earlier than normal. They flew here on Thursday and got here Thursday night, so spent all of Friday here on the East Coast in College Park, Maryland. Let's look at it going back to last week. We said it in the postgame. It's a game that in recent years, Nebraska doesn't win. When you're up 14-0, you find yourselves down 21-14 in the second half, but they dug deep. So how does that, maybe the momentum of how they finished that game, can that spill over to this weekend?
Well, I think first and foremost, they believe, right? It's more than just one guy. It's a total collection of this team, and I think the team mentality is they've got work to do. So the more that they can dial in on that and know that they're going to get a lot of help from their brothers, you can take your act on the road in an environment like this.
Well, Maryland, it's, an environment, you mentioned that, sort of bring your own energy. There should be a lot of fans in here. Maybe 10,000 of them will be Nebraska fans, so you might see a loud roar when Nebraska does something really well. When you see the initial scouting report of this Maryland team, okay, they're 4-1. They've won one, lost one in the Big Ten. They blew out Wisconsin on the road, lost a game they should have won up 20 against Washington. What do you see from the Terps?
Yeah, so the quick game is executed at a high level. I think the other thing is they're young, but they have some elite level talent. It's not a very deep football team, but the skill guys are good. It's obviously led by their quarterback in Washington and the two bookends that have gotten after the quarterback. It's not a real old team. A lot of guys are playing on Sunday from a year ago. The front four, Hippolyte on the back, that linebacking core. They signed contracts. So on defense, they're rebuilding. But on offense, they show flashes of being extremely talented.
I think a game you look at points of strength on his strength, a Nebraska offense that's top 30 in a lot of categories, and same thing for the Maryland defense as well. So we'll talk about that matchup and many more coming up a little past 3:30 for our kickoff. Eastern time, 2:30 for those listening back in Lincoln and in Nebraska. Fans, everyone looks good with a touch of gray, especially when it's one of 8 new gray 2025 trucks you can win in Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska Lottery. Buy a ticket today and experience the power of gray. Top prize odds, 1 in 336,000. It is a cool, crisp October afternoon here in College Park, Maryland. We come back on the Nebraska Lottery pre-kickoff show. Jessica Cooney joins us as well. That's next on the Huskers Radio Network.
You're listening to the pre-kickoff show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
At Woodhouse, it's more than just buying a car. It's about the experience. Our team is dedicated to making every visit seamless, enjoyable, and personalized to your needs. Explore a wide selection of vehicles, from SUVs and sedans to trucks and luxury models, all backed by expert guidance and exceptional service. Whether it's your first car or your next upgrade, discover why generations of drivers trust Woodhouse for a truly memorable experience. Visit us at woodhouse.com today.
Hey, I like your new car.
Thanks.
Could you stop at this coffee shop? I need a cup of joe.
Press that little red button.
Hey, an entire coffee machine just came out of your dashboard.
Yep.
More things should be built in, like the multiplier in Mega Millions from your Nebraska Lottery. It's one of the new enhancements to the game, along with bigger jackpots and better odds.
Oh, that coffee's a little strong.
Press the blue button.
What's that?
Cream dispenser.
$5 Mega Millions top prize odds, 1 in 290 million.
At Channel, we always show up for our farmers.
Is that tar spot or rust?
Incoming! Definitely rust.
Rick, how did you?
Dropping in to check on your crop, Bill. Let's call your agronomist before that rust can hurt your yield.
That sounds great. But when did you learn to skydive?
Self-taught, Bill. Kind of a prodigy.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed pros always show up. Visit channel.com to learn more. Channel, all in, all season. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
From Omaha to Ogallala, Nebraska is 2 million Huskers strong. And Medica has health plans to cover them all. From the farmer with a growing family, to the barista at the corner coffee shop, to the grandpa who gets his grandkids off to school. No matter where you are in life, we have health plans to meet your needs.
We got your back.
With Medica, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Find out more at medica.com. That's medica.com.
We got your back.
This is Big Red Football.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and 0 down.
Nebraska football fans know what it takes to be the best. You've got to handle the heat, power through the cold, read the pressure. Same goes for the techs at John Henry's. They're trusted to perform when it's all on the line. When winter's driving hard and your furnace fumbles. When your thermostat is in the red zone. When the power goes out before the final whistle. Make the easy call.
Call 435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Dear weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
Both teams on the field right now, Maryland and Nebraska. Fourth all-time meeting between the Huskers and the Terps. Look around here at CQ Stadium. They call this place the Shell. It's sort of a half turtle shell. And you look out towards the concourse, DB, you don't know whether it's Terp red or Nebraska red. You have to go through the binoculars to see who exactly the allegiance, where it lies here for some of these fans.
Yeah, it's driving me crazy, too, because I'm trying to get a feel. We'll just have to wait till they take the field and we hear the cheers. But you're right, it is tough to tell.
All right, Jess, let's send it down to you on the sidelines. Jessica Cootie, third member of our broadcast team. What are you seeing right now in warm-ups? What's your vibe so far of the team getting set for this game today?
Well, listen, I'll tell you, I love the vibes. Just going back to when they even first came out on the field, they're loose, but yet focused, locked in. I can tell you they really are loving whoever's on the aux cord out here, the music, big hit, lots of dancing. But, again, just you can tell this is a confident group, but also having fun with each other, locked in, though, ready to go as they're going through team warm-ups. Once again, no Malcolm Hartzog, did not make the trip, so not out here. And the 4 DBs that we've been talking about the last couple of weeks are the same with Joe, Marshall, and Wright. But Guthrie back there in that starting spot again today in place of Malcolm Hartzog. Offensive line, Elijah Pritchett back at left tackle and Gunnar Gatula back at right. So we'll see how those guys continue to gel here today. Emmett Johnson, once again, number 1 running back. Number 2 behind him is Isaiah Mosey once again, guys.
And DB, Elijah Pritchett, he was officially on the injury report as questionable, got nicked up during practice this week. So we saw, if you're at practice, Turner Corcoran get a lot of reps in a few days during the week at left tackle. But it looks like Elijah Pritchett will be able to give it a go. And Gunnar Gatula sees his second career start at right tackle. That's a big matchup today, right? Maryland's pass rush, DB, which is one of the best in the country against those tackles, but there's a lot of things that go into that pass rush, but we'll see how that plays out early, what kind of pressure they get on DR.
Yeah, I think the thing about it is, too, for Nebraska, there's 2 ways to negate it. Number 1, you can get the ball out of your hands and be decisive in the passing game, but number 2, you can tank it at them a little bit and see if they want to run the ball and slow down that pass rush to some degree. If Maryland wants to play this thing where they want to stop the run en route to the quarterback, Nebraska's got to make them pay the price.
Well, let's flip it a little bit. Malik Washington, true freshman quarterback. You've watched a lot of tape on him during the week, and you look at the strength of this Nebraska defense. It's the best pass defense in the country. It's a team with a first-year quarterback that throws it more than anybody in the Big Ten. It's a unique dynamic. Even when they try to run the ball, they can't. The first 2 Big Ten games, they've been under 3 yards per rush. So it'd be interesting to see Pep Hamilton, first year as the OC's been in the NFL, and he's here with Mike Loxley. If they at least try to get the run game going early for Malik Washington.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's just sour taste in their mouth after last week. That fourth quarter was an absolute debacle against Washington. But what you alluded to, they only 1 rushing attempt in the fourth quarter with a 20-point lead. So I think something has to give there, and we'll see what Pep and Coach Loxley decide to do on the offense. But if you're Nebraska, listen, when you want to run out of the one back, out of the gun, and your quarterback hasn't been a running threat, if you don't feel threatened in between the tackles, you're gonna really be able to make some hay with an already productive secondary that Nebraska has. You have got to find a way to keep them honest. If you don't want to run the ball between the tackles, you're playing to Nebraska's strengths.
Talked to Terry Braden this week on the Nebraska Football Show, and he went back to fundamentals, and they heard a lot of noise after the Michigan game, right? And, boy, we're singing a different tune this time around with the defensive line after Michigan State.
Yeah, absolutely. They're playing with a lot of depth. Guys are playing better, and situationally, they're starting to settle into a groove. And I don't know, if you'd have asked me, at this juncture in the season, from a coordinator standpoint, who I've been the most impressed with as the season's gone on, I get it. Eckler's the easy fave, but I think there's a good debate at 2. Butler has gotten much better as this season has wore on, and a lot different tune, as you said, being sung here as they get ready to take on Maryland.
The assumption would be, Damon, that John Butler is going to throw something Malik Washington's way that he hasn't seen through the first 5 games of the year. Would that be an easy thing to say?
Yeah, I think so. They already want to be multiple pre-snapped, and they always have talked about affecting the quarterback with pre-snap looks. I think you'll see more of that today as this defense is starting to settle into their packages.
A player that has impressed me more than most on that defense, and you can go through anybody in the secondary, but up front, Williams-Nwaneri was everything that we thought that he would be in terms of the tangible gifts that he has. Already an NFL body coming in at 6'7", 265, and of course a Missouri Tiger, only played 4 games there, but we were waiting to see, okay, does he settle in with this team, the chemistry of this team in fall camp, and all of a sudden you see him bursting onto the scene here this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's come along faster than I thought. Watching him in spring and a little bit in fall camp, I thought it would be, situational this season and a guy that would come along but had a ton of upside. That has been expedited in a hurry as he's, found a way to be an impact guy. And then opposite him on the other side, Dasan McCullough. If I'm an offensive coordinator and I see 15 and 96 on opposite sides, that's a cause for concern and something I think you definitely have to game plan around.
And also Elijah Judy earning his first career sack this past week against Michigan State as they knocked Aiden Childs out of that game last week, and he got knocked around today against UCLA. But you look at these two teams, I think what stands out is combined, they're plus 13 in the turnover margin. I think what's unique about Nebraska this year, unlike teams of years past, they don't get penalized a lot, knock on wood. Their turnover margin is plus 6 on the year. Those two things, I think, if you're a Nebraska fan coming in, you'd hope that be the case, but I don't know if that'd be the expectation.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, just a little over 4 penalties per game. They have cut that way down from the past 2 seasons. And again, they haven't finished more than plus 1 in the turnover margin in over 10 years. So that's definitely something that I think that they can make some hay with. And as this team gets better and starts to find their way running the football on offense, it's a pretty good three-prong recipe.
I asked you this question too before we came on the air, what the dispersion of carries might be. Of course, Emmett's going to get the load. We've seen a little bit of Mekhi Nelson. Mekhi only had 1 carry last week, but it was for 11 yards. Isaiah Mosey, they continue to move him around the offense. I think it's a little overblown as to who that number 2 running back may be. We tend to focus on the negatives at times when you're preparing for a game in any given week. But I think you look at those two, Mekhi Nelson, Isaiah Mosey, okay, who maybe could pop in this game outside of Emmett Johnson?
Yeah, I like the situational kind of game plan for Mosey. I think Mekhi is still the most explosive of the bunch, and he's proven in the limited touches he gets, his yards per carry are right there. But if you're Nebraska, it's a nice problem to have. You can situationally game plan Mosey and use him as kind of this little Swiss Army knife and hope that you can continue to bring another running back along. But I think you said it perfectly. It's a little overblown in terms of that regard, as long as the position is productive.
I think one of the more explosive players, too, to jump around the offense and what we've seen in special teams and also on the offense, Ja'Cory Barney. Boy, what a start to the season that he has had. And you've been talking about it. Punt return for a touchdown. It's coming. Well, it came, but it was called back after a block in the back. He did have a 57-yard punt return last week. So you look at all the things Ja'Cory Barney has done to impact the game this year. It's been staggering.
Yeah, and he's such a good practice player too. So, his effort and energy is always at a high level, is uber competitive, and you see it as he's progressively gotten better as the season went along. But I think a lot of it is he's starting to feel better from that little ankle tweak that he suffered in Kansas City against Cincinnati.
And also Dane Key did not have a catch last week. We see more of Dane Key tied for a team best, along with Barney with 3 receiving touchdowns this year. Also somebody that could be the pick to click. Also in that wide receiver room, that is Isaiah Hunter, had a career high 93 yards receiving against Michigan State, which included a one-shoot 59-yard catch and run for a touchdown. It's an explosive group, and can you get Dane Key going today?
Yeah, I think he's a guy that you got to take a look at. But I think whoever the boundary receiver is, the way that Maryland likes to line up, has got a chance to make some hay for Nebraska. And I also keep an eye on the tight ends, right? That intermediate passing game, little inexperience at the linebacking spot for the Terrapins. Nice little matchup in the passing game between this Maryland's defense and Nebraska's offense.
And you look at Maryland up front on the offensive line, only returned 2 returning starters. They've only given up 2 sacks all year. They've been great in pass blocking, not so good in run blocking. Only 93 yards per game on the ground. That's just under a 3.5 yard per carry average this year. That is last in the Big Ten. Third down offense, they've struggled as well. They're dead last at just 37% conversion rate this season. They average 30 points per game, but a lot of that comes from the softer opponents that they played in the first 3 games of the year. I think a notable win for Maryland this year certainly was a thrashing on the road at Wisconsin. Again, a young quarterback, a team that has the opportunity for the Terrapins to go 5-1 for just the 6th time since 1980. Meanwhile, for the Huskers, they have a chance to go 5-1 for a 2nd consecutive year, and that was last year when the Huskers hit a little bit of a tailspin, but they hope that they can not have to deal with any of that this year. This October month, this is so key here for the Huskers. One, you get closer to bowl eligibility, but that's just not the goal. You want to take that next step here in year 3. We've heard about it a lot here for Coach Rule. Can you take that big monumental step? And a win here on the road in a tricky spot where you have to bring your own energy. We'll see how the Huskers come out and start this game today. Got off to a fast start last week against Michigan State, but then hit a massive lull in the 2nd and 3rd quarters before they turned it right back on to hold on for a 38-27 win. Meanwhile, the Terps, they're coming off a game where they're up 20-0, gave up 24 unanswered, so they're feeling it after a home loss, their first of the year against the Washington Huskies. The mighty sound of Maryland right now is on the field doing their pregame routine as we get you closer to kickoff here from CQ Stadium in College Park, Maryland. We continue with more after this. We'll have the starting lineups and kickoff coming up
on the Huskers Radio Network.
It's time to review the top 3 highlights of the day. I'm joined as always by my co-anchor Snoop.
Hey, what up, though?
Snoop, number 1 has to be getting the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down to T-Mobile like a dog chasing a squirrel, chasing a nut.
Nice analogy, Snoop. Dogs do love to chase squirrels.
And squirrels love to chase those nuts.
On to highlight number 2, at T-Mobile, families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
That is very impressive. You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
That's exactly what I'm planning on doing with my savings, Snoop. Now, take it away, Snoop.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them. Now drop that jingle.
24 monthly bill credits and eligible trade-in on Go 5G Next. Well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits and credits stop and balance on required finance agreement too. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
This is the commercial for Pioneer Seed Corn.
100 years ago, one seed changed everything. In 1926, Pioneer revolutionized farming with the first commercial production of hybrid corn. The one that started it all, the one that still turns heads, and the one that grows the future. This year, we celebrate a century of innovation. One big milestone made possible by one moment, one farmer, 100 seasons. See how it all began at pioneer.com/100.
Defend your network like a champ with Hamilton Business Technologies. From end zones to endpoints, our cybersecurity solutions keep your business and your data protected from online threats. We offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. You keep doing what you do best, and we will protect the rest. Hamilton Business Technologies, the official business IT partner of the Huskers. Visit us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $4.99 a month and $0 down.
This is Big Red Football.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a big mistake. Hey, Joe, think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have the utilities marked before you start digging?
I'm not digging very deep. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
Dad, the TV's out. Internet, too.
Remember, safe digging always starts with a free call to 811. Oh, what a knucklehead.
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon. SOS to the rescue.
Call SOS, a trustworthy company since 1950. Their technicians don't earn commission. This equals fair treatment to their customers. SOS is a family-owned third-generation company, and now to celebrate the 75th year in business for a limited time, get a New York AC or furnace for $75 per month. Get you and your loved ones comfortable again with SOS.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Call 402-391-2336.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
Sun is shining here in College Park, Maryland. The mighty sound of Maryland after the national anthem continues their pregame routine. Boy, I heard one of the louder Go Big Red chants I've ever heard, and not coming inside Memorial Stadium. There is a massive contingent of Big Red across the way near the Nebraska sideline on the far side of the field. So you're going to hear a lot of Husker Nation here in this one today. Big one. It's the Huskers and the Terps. Let's take a look at the Nebraska soybean starting lineups and Nebraska Farm Fact. Nebraska soybeans are an innovative alternative to petroleum in many everyday products. Take a look first at the Nebraska offense, who last week had 6 different drives start on the plus side of the 50. Have to find a way to capitalize on more of those drives starting in the plus side of the field. Of course, led by offensive coordinator Dana Holgerson, and the lead man behind center. That's the sophomore Dylan Raiola, who leads the Big Ten in completions. He's 7 away from 400 in his career. He's already the 9th Nebraska quarterback all time with 4,000 career passing yards. In the backfield, of course, it's Emmett Johnson, who enters 3rd in the Big Ten in rush yards per game, 3rd in carries. He had 13 for 83, a career high, 3 touchdowns on the ground against Michigan State, about 6.5 yards per toe of the rock for Emmett Johnson. At the wide receiver spots, Ja'Cory Barney, who's tied for a team best with 3 receiving touchdowns, had a pair of grabs last week, including a massive 45-yard connection in the 3rd quarter that ignited this Nebraska offense. Also, Dane Key was held without a catch for just the 4th time in his career, and Isaiah Hunter, who had a career high 93 yards receiving, which included a 59-yard touchdown. Luke Lindemeyer will get the start at the tight end spot. 10 grabs for 106 yards and a touchdown for Luke this year. Left to right across the offensive line, there were some injury concerns, but you heard Jessica Cootie talk about it earlier in the pregame. Looks like Elijah Pritchett will indeed see the start at left tackle. Left guard Henry Lutowski, Justin Evans at center, Rocco Spindler at right guard, and Gunnar Gatula is at right tackle. For the Black Shirts, led by John Butler in his second year on staff, first as the defensive coordinator. Up front for the front three, Ken Lenhart will see the start, along with Elijah Judy coming off his first career sack, knocking down Aiden Childs, and Keona Davis also will get the nod. The linebackers today, Javen Wright, who had tied a career high with 10 stops last week, a career best 3.5 tackles for loss. Vincent Shavers also will get the start. He had 9 tackles and a season high 56 snaps against Sparty. At the jack, Deshaun McCullough, who has sacks in 2 of the last 3 games this year. He has a team best 2 sacks this season. No Malcolm Hartzog again, so the same configuration in the secondary. The corners will be Andrew Marshall and Donovan Jones. At the safeties, Deshaun Singleton. Rex Guthrie sees his second career start at the nickel. Sierra Wright will get the start at the nickel. He had a season-high 61 snaps last week. So that's the Nebraska soybean starting lineups. When we come back, we'll get you closer to kickoff, set the scene. Nebraska and Maryland. That is next.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
Because my mom wore her seatbelt that day, I get to hug her when I go home.
And then it clicked. Because I wore my seatbelt, I learned that one moment in time can change a person's life forever.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The day we were hit was the second to last day of our high school careers.
We were about to graduate as best friends together.
And then it clicked. Because we wore our seatbelt that day, we still get to experience life together.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Tackle the toughest tasks on your farm with Brand Agricultural Products. They've got a complete lineup of grain handling and tillage equipment to take you from the preseason all the way to the playoffs or harvest. All their ag equipment is North American built and backed by an extensive network of dealerships that provide support over the long run. Lead the field with Brand Agricultural Products. Visit Brand.ca for more.
RE/MAX is the official real estate partner of Nebraska Athletics, and we understand there's a number for everything: square footage, down payment, interest rates. But how do you measure the trust you have in your agent? For a RE/MAX agent, it's not about numbers on a contract. It's being a trusted RE/MAX agent. That means you'll get honest advice, expert guidance, and someone who's committed to your success. Because while numbers count, trust is what truly matters. RE/MAX, the official real estate partner of Nebraska Athletics. Each office independently owned and operated.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
You guys believe in each other, believe in yourselves, believe in the process, one snap at a time. RDB, every snap, what's next? Play like brothers. Play like brothers. Pick each other up.
This is head coach Matt Rule, and Nebraska Football is on the air on the Huskers Radio Network. Now let's head inside the broadcast booth for the call of the game. Alongside Jessica Cootie and Damon Benning, here's Kyle Crooks.
We welcome you to the first true road test of the year. The setting is College Park, Maryland. It's the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Maryland Terrapins in a big one in the Big Ten here in the month of October on the East Coast. Hi, everyone, and welcome inside the broadcast booth. That's the two-time national champ, Damon Benning, Jessica Cootie down on the sidelines. I'm Kyle Crooks. So the Huskers and Terrapins, both records of 4-1, 1-1 in Big Ten play, with Nebraska fresh off a comeback win, while Maryland saw a 20-point second-half lead disappear on this field against Washington. Can the Huskers bring the show on the road against a program that probably should be unbeaten? And across the way, here come the Huskers. In front of a large contingent of Husker Nation, DB, they showed out in a big way.
Yeah, so 20 sounded like a lot. I corrected. I said 12. You said 10. I'm guessing we're somewhere in the neighborhood.
It is north of 10.
It seems like quite a bit. I let you scare me off at 20. Both you and BMAC looked at me like I was, I don't know, maybe just me. But
there was a Husker power chant that took place that was fairly loud earlier, just a few minutes ago. And boy, you're not quite a home field advantage, but you're going to hear it when Nebraska does something well over the radio. So it should be a fun environment today, around a 3:40 kickoff, so about 5 minutes away from getting this one underway. Part of back-to-back road games, DB. So this is a big stretch, important stretch here for Nebraska's schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't get to where you want to be in this conference. This is pivotal, right? Especially how the schedule falls. You got the short week next week, traveling to Minnesota. How you want to get this one.
So Nebraska and Maryland, this is just the fourth all-time meeting, last of which in 2023. Coach Rule's first year was Maryland winning by a field goal. Last time the Huskers were here, they won by a lot here in College Park. Maryland hope to recreate that here today. It's two defenses on either side that have not given up an opening drive touchdown, so early scoring on both of these defenses have been hard to come by. It's a beautiful day. Boy, there were talks of a nor'easter earlier this week. I don't know where that went. It's blue skies overhead, a little bit of wind, about 70 degrees down on the field as the captains get set to go to that red M at the center of this artificial surface. With that, we send it down to the coin toss here for Jessica Cootie.
Game day captains for Maryland, A.J. Szymanski, Daniel Wingate, Jamari Glasker. For the Huskers, game day captains Dane Key, Sierra Wright, Deshaun Singleton, and Justin Evans. We turn things over to Jason Nickleby. And by the way, the speaking captain will be Sierra Wright today.
Take care of your guys before we do, okay? All right? Any questions? All right. Nebraska came the furthest. Here's the head. Here's the tail. What is your call?
Tails.
Tails is the call. Tails. Heads. The one that defer, want the ball, I'm assuming. Yeah.
All right, guys, 0 for 6 on the coin toss. I actually got to call it today, called tails. It's heads. Maryland wins the toss. They defer, so Husker offense going to be on the field to start this game once again today.
So tails fails in this case, so the Huskers 0 for 6 in coin tosses this year. Just incredible.
It's uncanny. It is absolutely I don't know if you could try to do that.
So the Huskers lose another coin toss here to start it. Fast start. That's huge, especially on the road, DB. It's an environment you're going to have a lot of your contingent behind you, but on the road.